Born Ferdinand Adolf Heinrich August Graf von Zeppelin, this German general went down in history as the inventor of rigid-frame airships. His name eventually became synonymous with Zeppelins, and they dominated long-distance flight up until the 1930s. He was born on July 8, 1838, in Konstanz, Baden. Coming from a family with a military and diplomatic background, Zeppelin first pursued a military career before turning to engineering and aviation. Even at age 12, he stood out for his interest in technology. At 17, he entered the Ludwigsburg Military Academy while also studying civil engineering at the University of Tübingen. He served in the Austro-Prussian War of 1866 and the Franco-German War of 1870–71, serving respectively in the armies of Württemberg, Prussia, and Imperial Germany. In 1863, Zeppelin traveled to the United States to observe the American Civil War and experienced his first balloon flight in Minnesota. This experience planted the idea of designing a controllable aircraft in his mind. In diary notes dated March 25, 1874, he first recorded his ideas for giant steerable airships. After leaving the Army in 1891, he founded an airship factory with his own money. The German aristocrat, Brigadier General Ferdinand von Zeppelin, devoted himself to the science of aviation. His proposals to the government for a lighter-than-air flying machine were rejected in 1894, but he nevertheless invested all his money into an airship manufacturing company. By 1898, Zeppelin had built his first airship. With a team of 30, he completed his first airship, the LZ-1. Roughly 128 meters long and weighing 12 tons, this massive craft held 400,000 cubic feet of hydrogen and was propelled by propellers connected to a pair of 15-horsepower Daimler engines. He carried out the first flight of the LZ-1 at age 62, on July 2, 1900. The German government decided to fund the project. In March 1909, the German army purchased its first Zeppelin. These airships could reach speeds of 136 kilometers per hour and altitudes of 4,250 meters. Armed with 5 machine guns, they could carry 2,000 kilograms, 4,400 pounds, of bombs. At the start of the war, Zeppelins were used in bombing raids. On August 6, 1914, a Zeppelin was dispatched to bomb Liège in Belgium, but after coming under Belgian artillery fire, it was forced to make an emergency landing. Over the following weeks, 3 more Zeppelins were destroyed by ground forces. Despite being easy targets, the Germans continued using them in attacks on France. In January 1915, 2 German Navy airships flew over the English coast and bombed Great Yarmouth and King's Lynn. On May 31, 1915, Zeppelins carried out a bombing raid on London, killing 28 people and wounding 60. Zeppelins were also used in the Battle of Verdun in 1916, where 4 of them were shot down by artillery fire, bringing an end to their use on the Western Front. Although attacks on the British mainland continued, British fighter pilots and anti-aircraft gunners became increasingly skilled at shooting them down. The German army used a total of 115 Zeppelins, of which 77 were destroyed or damaged beyond repair. Count Zeppelin died on March 8, 1917, at his family estate in Gersburg. He did not live to see the Hindenburg Disaster or the rise of airships to the status of a national symbol, but in Germany he was elevated to a status of national hero, comparable to Charles Lindbergh. Zeppelins were initially used for military purposes. After the war, they shifted to passenger transport. The massive passenger Zeppelins crossed the Atlantic in just a few days, featuring dining rooms, sleeping cabins, and even a promenade deck inside, like a flying hotel. On May 6, 1937, the Hindenburg airship caught fire while landing in Lakehurst, New Jersey, and burned in 36 seconds. Of the 97 passengers, 36 lost their lives. The event was caught on live camera and broadcast on radio. This disaster effectively brought the age of the Zeppelin to an end. If you enjoyed this dive into the strange and fascinating corners of history, please support the channel with a subscribe, a like, and a comment. It really helps me keep making more of these.